Hello and welcome to this episode of Brand Buzz. I'm Ankita Saxena and we are discussing the business of cinema and how the luxury multiplexes are making their way into the Indian market today. The PVR Inox has unveiled the PVR Inox Cinemagic, a 6-screen luxury multiplex, marking the brand's first ever luxury cinema experience in North Delhi. We are talking to Sanjeev Bijli, who's the Executive Director PVR Inox, about this new launch and what's the roadmap ahead for PVR Inox. On that note, hi Mr. Bijli, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today. Mr. Bijli, PVR Inox has unveiled the PVR Inox Cinemagic. It's a 6-screen luxury multiplex and in North Delhi, making the brand's first ever luxury cinema experience in that geography. What can the audience really expect from this experience?
Yes, thank you so much. We're very excited about this opening. I think, first of all, Pitumpura in North Delhi is one of the huge catchments which has been unserviced for the longest time. Barring one or two multiplexes, the entire catchment is, devoid of a good cinema and good multiplex experience. We've been eyeing this market for a while, and we were very fortunate to find a great development. Even the mall is semi-luxury, very well-made mall with one of our partners we've done work with in the past also. And I think in the 6 screens, we have 2 luxury auditoriums. We have one PXL, which is our own large screen format. And we have 3 mainstream screens, which are normal screens. And it goes with all the other frills that we add in terms of F&B, sound and projection, laser screens, 4K projectors. And I think this market, as I said, is unserviced and definitely pockets of Delhi, given their per capita income and their propensity to spend on entertainment, this catchment is also ready for a very high-end cinema experience. And we're very fortunate to have found this development, and we're looking forward to its response when it opens tomorrow.
Mr. Bijli, why is this an opportune time to have a 6-screen luxury multiplex? Because this is really the time when the OTTs are booming. What's making you so positive about this?
We've always maintained that both formats have their own space and place. I mean, OTT is at-home entertainment option, and cinemas and multiplex are out-of-home cinema experiences. And they both have been doing very well. Last year for us may have been muted because of content flow, as Hollywood was on strike. But this year, so far, the year is panning out to be very well. Last year itself, our chain itself only did about 130 million admissions, and that's a muted year. And this year, of course, will do a lot more. So by any sort of, the numbers are looking good. The numbers are very robust. So if OTT is also prospering, so are cinemas, which is quite evident from the fact that we've had so many hits this year, be it Chava at 600 crores, or Kantara at 500 crores, or Sayyara at 500 crores. So I don't know where this sort of perception that movies at the cinemas are not doing well is coming from, because the numbers and data is there for all to see. So they're both coexisting, and they'll continue to coexist the way satellite and cinemas coexisted, or VHS and cinemas coexisted for years to come. And this is yet another format which is basically competed with the at-home entertainment options, or at-home cinema watching options, which were satellite TV and VHS. Cinemas will always have their own space. It's a community activity. People still go to the cinemas. And we are looking at giving different experiences at different price points and different catchments. So this 6-screen complex is not entirely luxury. Only 2 screens out of the 6 are luxury. The other are mainstream. So it gives everything to everyone. There's a variety of screens, seats, comfort, and experiences at every price point as far as the audience is concerned.
Right, you mentioned a couple of releases there, like you mentioned Chava doing very well. There were other releases seen this year, like a Sayyara or a Mahavatar cinema, that pulled the audience back to the theatres after a big spate of lull in the theatres. Is it safe to say that this is the year when the theatres really make a comeback? And is that giving you confidence?
Absolutely. I think this year so far, touch wood, first half of the year, the first 6 months of the financial year have been very good. We've declared results for Q1 and Q2 both, and the numbers have been good. Q3, the lineup of films looks very good, and so does for Q4. So overall, this year looks to be very promising. And we remain very sanguine and optimistic about the business. I don't think cinema watching is going anywhere. Peaks and troughs happen, and it has happened for us for slightly longer post-COVID. But I think bigger productions are coming out. Ramayan is releasing next year. Love and War is releasing next year. Alpha is releasing next year. Toxic is releasing next year. The lineup of films is amazing. People are putting a lot more money into the productions to release them at cinemas, not to release them on OTT. And these films obviously will come to the cinemas first. And therefore, people will come to watch these movies at the cinemas first.
Right, you also have this whole experiential zone that you have created with this six-screen multiplex. Talk to us about that.
We've been experimenting this for the last 1 year, and I think that is the genesis of our company, that we do believe in innovation. We do believe in pushing the envelope and trying different things. We do have a certain square footage that we get from the developer, and we have some spaces that we are now carving out for other activities as well. We've always been experimenting with formats, be it IMAX, PXL, 4DX, Playhouse, which is for kids. But outside the cinemas and auditoriums, we're also now looking at gaming, pool tables, nail bars, etc., etc. So that when people do come, cafes, opening up the foyers, not only are we maximizing the square footage and the real estate that we get, because that comes at a certain price for us, but at the same time, we're also experimenting with other formats, which are non-film formats, where we hope there is some kind of stickiness by the consumer who comes and spends a lot more time with us at our premises.
So let's move to the pricing strategy now. Mr. Bijli, do the tickets get priced at a premium versus the other cinemas? Do the patrons have to pay separately for the experiential area? How is the pricing going to work?
No, for different services, of course, they would pay extra if they are playing pool or playing a game, etc. I mean, those are very minimal, not very high charges. But other than that, it's obviously very competitively priced. And as far as cinemas are concerned, the Lux Cinemas, which has all recliners, service on seats, and all the frills that go with the Lux Cinemas, those are slightly higher priced. But this entire six-screen cinema is not just Lux, it's also 3 mainstream cinemas where the prices are normal.
Also, what is the consumer insight behind having a gaming section and the whole experiential area? Are you targeting the Gen Z? And if so, does that mean that Gen Z is now commanding a larger share of your audience?
I mean, it's different actually for different catchments and different cities and different cinemas. But Gen Z definitely is one of the biggest drivers. And we've done a lot of case studies and focus groups with them to understand what else can we do to improve the services and improve the facilities and improve the whole experience at our cinemas. And that is a result of that has been that, yes, we should be looking at other activities within a cinema as well, because we're talking about a generation that is very tech savvy. They're all digital. So we're trying to incorporate as many other activities as well within the cinema foyers, as I said, so that we can provide them more than one facility under one roof.
So in your quarter 2 of FY26, you saw a footfall of 44.5 million. That marks a 9-quarter high. So after a long spate of lull that we saw in the cinemas, are they really making a comeback? And in the coming few quarters and the next year, what are the expected footfalls for you?
I don't have obviously the exact estimates and all, but I think this particular quarter that we're in is also looking very promising, because it started with a bang in October with Kantara that has done 500 crores. We've had some sleeper hits like that Gujarati film that came out in November. December looks very good with Avatar, Dhurandhar, and the Kartik Aaryan film that comes out in December. So overall, this quarter also looks pretty good, more or less like Q3. Q4 is normally slightly slower traditionally in our business, but we have some great lineup of films in Q4 as well, both English, Hindi, South, because you have Pongal all the way in January. So most of the South Indian producers release their films in Jan. So overall, both these quarters also look pretty robust, and we're hoping for a good year overall.
And what is the kind of content that is really making the audience stick? What is the kind of cinema that people are really preferring? Because this year was a mixed bag.
All sorts, actually. And I think that has been the beauty and the learning this year, and has been a reassuring trend this year, that we've had films like Kantara do 500 crores. We've had films like Conjuring in English done about 100 crores. F1's done about 100 crores. We had a Japanese film called Demon Slayer that's done about 40, 50 crores. At the same time, we've had Hindi blockbusters like Sayyara, War 2, Thama's done decently well as well. So that's the beauty of being in this business and in being in a country and geography like India, where multiple languages actually end up rallying at the box office. And since we have such a volume of films coming out from different states and regions, you never know which one might contribute more than what has expected. Even the last couple of weeks, the Gujarati film, Lalo Bhai will finish at about 50 crores, which was completely unexpected. So I think we are very lucky and fortunate to be in a territory and geography like India, where multiple films, Tamil, Malayalam, English, Gujarati, they all release films, and you never know which one resonates with the audiences.
Mr. Bijli, talk to us about your content pipeline and what's in store for the coming months. What is in store for our cinephiles?
As I said, December looks very busy. We have 28th November, of course, we have Gustakh Ishq and Tere Ishq Mein. We have Wicket coming out tomorrow and Masti 4. December is Dhurandhar and Avatar, which is one of the biggest franchises, and a Kartik Aaryan film, Ikkis with the Gaste Nanda. We have in Q4, we have Mardani coming out. We have a Shahid Kapoor film coming out. We have a Salman Khan film coming out during Eid. So there's a lot of English, Hindi, regional films coming out in Q4 as well. Q4 is also marked by a lot of these English Oscar films like Marty Supreme, which comes out in December. So there's no dearth of good films that are coming out in Q4 and the remaining Q3.
And finally, Mr. Bijli, do you plan to expand this experiential cinema experience to other geographies as well? Now, this one's for North Delhi. In the coming months, do you plan to expand it, and what are the geographies?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think our growth strategy has been very multi-pronged. We don't just focus on metros or tier one cities. We opened in Siliguri and Gangtok just last week. Gangtok, I think, is one of the first cinemas in the territory. We're opening in Leh Ladakh sometime next month. Again, this is the first multiplex in Leh. At the same time, we opened in Borivali in Mumbai. We opened in Electronic City in Bangalore. Going forward, again, we're opening. Today's Delhi. We have 2 more coming up in Hyderabad. And we also have cinemas coming up in Hubli, in Jabalpur. So our growth strategy is very multi-pronged, and it really follows a strategy where there is no cinema, or where there is a low density of cinemas. There are many catchments in many areas around the country where we still don't have good facilities and good multiplexes. And that's where our focus will remain for our growth. And we are committed to opening around 100 good screens in good catchments, good demographics, good cities, in good developments every year.
All right, on that note, Mr. Bijli, thank you so much for joining us. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Brand Buzz. Next week, we'll get you more interesting stories